Everyone, welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. Today I'm restocking Lilac and Bloom soap. It's always very popular. I didn't have a lot of the fragrance, so I had to decided to use these, I don't know if you can see them, these two tall and skinny molds from Nurture Soap. They're practically brand new. I think I've used them twice. So I'm going to use those. I have 3 different color purples. I Dream of Purple from Mad Micas, Sinster Purple from Workshop Heritage, and then I have this pretty Cyber Grape Mica from Nurture Soap. Also a tiny bit of Gold Green from Workshop Heritage. I'm going to try to pipe a little bit of greenery on the top of these, and with a little bit maybe of lilac flowers, try to pipe onto the soap. If I can't do that, I'll pipe onto a nail head. So that's my plan. started and do a little bit of piping. I did just kind of put a skewer in and swirl the colors on the top. And I have two 103 piping tips. These are just petal tips. Light purple and dark purple in here, and a little bit of the light and the pinkish in this one. And I got this new tip today in the mail and I wanted to try it. It's an Atico 95. You can see it is a leaf tip. So I'm not really sure what it looks like, but I thought I would go ahead and try a couple. Oh, they're like, let me see. They're like, I don't even know how to describe them. But I'm going to put some on here. They're interesting. I'm not sure that I've ever seen leaves that look like that, but okay, so now I'm just going to try to make, there's tons of different kinds of lilacs, and I looked up pictures and a lot of them have 4 petals. So I was debating whether to do this on freezer paper and freeze them on a nail, you know, on the nail head, or just try to do it on top. And I did a couple. And you know, lilacs are kind of in a bunch. So I'm just going to try to, hopefully you guys can see, hold it almost flat. And 103 is a small tip, so it's going to be annoying, but I have to keep turning this turntable. That's why I think it would probably be easier to do it on the nail head, but that's kind of more of a pain. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. I wish I could zoom in better so you guys could see, but then if I do, it doesn't all fit in the frame. So I'm just going to alternate between this light purple and the pretty pink and just do a bunch of these little petals around. And then when I'm finished, I have, these are just Wilton sprinkles. They're just sugar pearls. They'll just dissolve. So they're little, I'm going to use tweezers, hopefully, and put them in the center of each of the lilacs. Okay, I did the second one a little bit different. I'll show you the first one. I turned the camera off because it was just taking forever. So that's the first one, and I ended up changing the leaf tip. I put a Wilton 352 in here because I really wasn't liking that other one I was using. And then this one I did a little bit different. I think they kind of look more like lilacs. I haven't put any leaves or anything in there, but I thought I would show you real quick how I did this one. They're not perfect. What happens is the soap gets warm in my hand and starts to thin, so I don't get the same definition as when it's a little bit thicker. But all I did was, let me just show you actually on this. All right, I have the large end down, or large end up, and then I just squeezed once, pulled it back, did the same thing again. Almost looks like a butterfly because I did, whoops, that's not, just ignore this. Okay, and then the last one. Kind of like that, and just kind of put them all over on top of each other. So they do look different. I'll show you real quick. I'm going to finish putting some leaves in this one, and then I will be done. Okay, I've already unmolded one of the lilac soaps, and I'm going to do the other one. I have had these in the freezer for about an hour because they were still a little sticky. I should have used some sodium lactate in my lye water, and I didn't. So instead, I got them pretty frozen so I can get them out. I do remember one of the things I don't like about this mold is, I mean, this is such a sturdy, this green is such a sturdy rubber, it's like, or silicone, that it's, but because it's so tall, it's difficult to kind of push out without damaging the corners. So when I freeze it, it helps, excuse me, it helps to let me get it out without damaging it. I did have a little bit of glycerin rivers in the first loaf I cut, so I'm sure there'll be some in here. I haven't had glycerin rivers in years, actually. I guess I didn't do much of a water discount on this one because sometimes lilac sets up quicker. Yeah, this is coming, I know. I just don't want it to plop down on the flowers. Okay, so here we go. The sides are pretty smooth. I am going to cut it. Look at this mess. I'll just clean it later. I'm going to do it on its side because I'm going to do it on the side because of the little beads, the little sugar pearls. I cut one of the others and it dragged a little bit. So you can see the glycerin rivers in this one, I think. I love the swirl, how it's just in the very center. But yeah, you can see a little bit of crackle in there. Now that does not harm the soap at all. It's just an aesthetic thing, which in this case does not bother me at all. Now with this mold, I cut these bars 1.5 inches, or 1.25. 1.25. So they're a little bit thicker. I love that swirl. It smells so good too. So they're a little bit thicker, but they're also a little bit skinnier than my normal bars. And I get 8 out of each loaf, which is nice because you can see more of the piping on the top because it's a bigger bar. That's the only thing I don't like about those molds. I think getting it out is a little difficult because the silicone is so thick. But I do like these size bars. I think they're really cute. And also you can do different kinds of pours when you have molds like this compared to the slab mold that I use. You have some different options. You know, pour along the wall a bit, just different things you can do. So I may use this more. Last cut. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next video.